Reproduction in lower and higher plants. Reproduction is the production of young ones like parents. Reproduction is an essential process as it leads to continuation of species as well as to maintain the continuity of life. Each organism has its own particular method of reproduction. All these methods generally fall into two categories. Number 1, asexual reproduction, and number 2, sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction part is omitted for Maharashtra Board 2022, so we are jumping on sexual reproduction part. Sexual reproduction. It involves fusion of two compatible gametes or sex cells. All organisms reach to the maturity in their life before they can reproduce sexually. In plants, the end of juvenile or vegetative phase marks the beginning of the reproductive phase and can be seen easily in the higher plants at the time of flowering. The flower is specialized reproductive structure of a plant in which sexual reproduction takes place. The function of flower is to produce haploid gametes and to ensure that fertilization will take place. Typical flower consists of four different whorls, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Sexual reproduction involves two major events. They are meiosis and fusion of gametes to form diploid zygote and the production of genetically dissimilar offsprings. Variations are useful from the point of view of the survival and the evolution of species over the time. Sexual reproduction is characterized by fusion of the male and female gametes, which is called fertilization, the formation of zygote, and embryogenesis. The sequential events that occur in sexual reproduction are grouped into three distinct stages. They are pre fertilization, fertilization, and the post fertilization. The male reproductive whorl of flower is called androecium. Individual member of androecium is called stamen. Stamen consists of filament, connective, and anther. Structure of anther. An immature stage of anther is represented by a group of parenchymatous tissue surrounded by single layered epidermis. Anther is generally dithecous and tetrasporangiate. Each monothecous anther contains two pollen sacs. In dithecous anther, four pollen sacs are present. Therefore, it is tetrasporangiate. The heterogeneity arises when some hypodermal cells get transformed into archesporal cells. TS of anther. The archesporal cell divides into an inner sporogenous cell and outer primary parietal cell. Sporogenous cell forms sporogenous tissue. Each cell of sporogenous tissue is capable of giving rise to a microspore tetrad. Parietal cell undergoes division to form anther wall layers. The wall of mature anther consists of four layers. Epidermis is the outermost protective layer made up of tabular cells. Endothecium is subepidermal layer made up of radially elongated cells with fibrous thickening. Inner to endothecium is middle layer made up of thin walled cells which may disintegrate in mature anther. Tapetum is the innermost nutritive layer of anther wall. It immediately encloses the sporogenous tissue. Microsporogenesis. Each microspore mother cell divides meiotically to form tetrad of haploid microspores. Structure of microspore. Typical pollen grain is a non-motile haploid unicellular body with single nucleus. It is surrounded by a two-layered wall called sporoderm. The outer layer exine is thick and made up of complex non-biodegradable substance called sporopollenin. It may be smooth or with a sculptured pattern. It is resistant to chemicals. At some places, exine is very thin, showing thin areas known as germ pores. These are meant for the growth of emerging pollen tube during germination of pollen grain. The inner wall layer intine consists of cellulose and pectin. Development of male gametophyte. Pollen grain marks the beginning of male gametophyte. It undergoes first mitotic division to produce bigger naked vegetative cells and small thin-walled generative cells. The vegetative cell is rich in food and having irregular shaped nucleus. The generative cell floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. The second mitotic division is concerned with generative cell only and gives rise to two non-motile male gametes. The mitotic division of generative cell takes place either in pollen grain or in the pollen tube. The pollen grain are shed from the anther at this two-celled stage in most of the angiosperms. Female reproductive whorl of flower is gynoecium. Pistil. Individual member of gynoecium is called carpel. Megasporophyle. A flower with many free carpel is called apocarpus. Example, Michaelia. A syncarpous flower is one that has many carpels fused together. Example, brinjal. Typical carpel has three parts, namely ovary, style and stigma. The number of ovules in the ovary varies. Example, paddy, wheat and mango are uniovulate whereas the tomato and lady fingers are multiovulate. Structure of anatropous ovule. Each ovule develops inside the ovary and is attached to the placenta by a small stalk called funiculus. The place of attachment of funiculus with the main body of ovule is called hilum. In angiosperms, the most common type of ovule is anatropous, in which micropyle is directed downwards and is present adjacent to the funiculus or funicle. The ovule consists of central parenchymatous tissue, the nucellus, which is surrounded usually by two protective covering called integuments, namely outer and inner integuments. A narrow opening at the apex of the ovule is called micropyle. Chalaza is the base of ovule directly opposite to micropyle. Embryo sac, female gametophyte, is oval multicellular structure embedded in the nucellus. Megasporogenesis. It is the process of formation of haploid megaspores from diploid megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cell becomes distinguished in the nucellus more or less in the center but towards micropylar end of ovule. Development of female gametophyte. Megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis to form linear tetrad of haploid cells, that is megaspore. Upper three megaspores abort and lowest one towards center of nucleus remains functional. It acts as the first cell of female gametophyte. Generally, one megaspore towards center is functional megaspore. It is in fact the first cell of female gametophyte. It undergoes three successive free nuclear mitotic division. Thus, total 8 nuclei are formed, 4 of which are located at each pole. One nucleus from each pole migrates toward the center and are called polar nuclei. 3 nuclei towards micropylar end constitute egg apparatus. It consists of large central haploid egg cell and 2 supporting haploid synergid cells. Synergid shows hair-like projection called filiform apparatus, which guide the pollen tube towards the egg. Antipodal cells are group of 3 cells present at the chalazal end. The 2 haploid polar nuclei of large central cell fuse to form diploid secondary nucleus or definite nucleus just prior to fertilization. This 7-celled and 8-nucleated structure is called an embryo sac. This method of embryo sac development from a single megaspore is described as monosporic development. In angiosperms, the development of female gametophyte is endosporous, that is within the megaspore. female gametophyte is colorless, endosporic, and is concealed in the ovule enclosed by ovary. Pollination. Pollen grains, being non-motile angiosperms, have evolved the strategy to use abiotic agents, wind, water, and biotic agents, birds, insects, snails, to their flowers, feeding the visitors and exploiting their mobility for pollination and also seed dispersal. Pollen grains are non-motile and they are usually carried from flower to flower by means of external agents. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower. It is the prerequisite for fertilization because both the male and female gametes are non-motile. Moreover, gametes are produced at two different sites. Self-pollination is a type of pollination which occurs in a single flower or two flowers on a single plant. It results in inbreeding or selfing. In contrast, cross pollination is the transfer of pollen grain from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plant of same species. Pollination can be further divided into three types on the basis of source of pollination: autogamy, geitonogamy, and xenogamy. Autogamy, self-pollination. It is a type of pollination in which bisexual flower is pollinated by its own pollen grain. Offsprings are genetically identical to their parents. Example is pea plant. Geitonogamy, it is the transfer of pollen grain to a stigma of a different flower produced on the same plant. It is functionally similar to cross pollination as it involves pollinating agent, but it cannot bring about genetic variation and is only of ecological significance. Example, Cucurbita maxima. It is similar to autogamy as pollen grain come from same plant. Xenogamy, cross pollination or outbreeding. It is a type of cross pollination when pollen grains of one flower is deposited on the stigma of a flower of different plant belonging to same species with the help of pollinating agency. It generates genetically varied offsprings. Majority of flowering plants depend on the transfer of pollen grains. Virtually all seed plants need to be pollinated. Most of the food and fiber crops grown throughout the world depends upon the pollinators for reproduction. The agents responsible for pollination have been grouped in two main categories: A. Abiotic agents and B. Biotic agents. Abiotic agents. These are non-living agents which include wind and water. Pollination by wind is called anemophily. Most of the important crop plants are wind pollinated. These include wheat, rice, corn, rye, barley, and oats. Palms are also wind pollinated. Adaptation in anemophilous flower. The flowers are small, inconspicuous, colorless, without nectar and fragrance odor. The pollen grains are light in weight, dry, and produced in large number to increase chances of pollination considering wastage of pollen grains. Stigma is feathery to trap pollens carried by wind currents. Stamens are exerted with long filament and versatile anther. Stamen and stigmas are exposed to air currents. Pollination by water, hydrophily. Found only in some 30 genera of aquatic monocots. Example, Vallisneria, Zostera, Ceratophyllum, etc. Adaptations in hydrophilous flower. Flowers are small and inconspicuous. Perianth and other floral parts are unwettable. Pollen grains are long and unwettable due to presence of mucilage. Nectar and fragrance are lacking in flower. Hydrophily is of two types: hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. Hypohydrophily. Pollination occur below the surface of water. Here the pollen grains are heavier than water, zinc down and caught by stigmas of female flowers. Example, in Zostera, seagrass. The pollen grains are long, ribbon-like and without exine. Epihydrophily. The pollen grains float on the water surface and reach the stigma of female flower. Example, Vallisneria is a submerged dioecious freshwater aquatic plant in which female flowers reach the water surface temporarily to ensure pollination and male flower float on the surface of water. Specific gravity of pollen grain is equal to that of water. That is why they float on the surface of water. Some aquatic plants are anemophilous. Example, Petamegaton, Halogaris, etc. Some aquatic plants are entomophilous. Example, lotus, water hyacinth, water lily, etc. Biotic agents. It includes living agents. About 80% of plants require the help of other living, moving creatures such as insects, birds, bats, snails to transfer their pollen from one flower to another. These also sustain our ecosystems and produce natural resources by helping plants to reproduce. Pollination by insects, entomophily. It occurs in rose, jasmine, cestrum, etc. Adaptation in entomophilous flower. They are large, showy, and often brightly colored. The flower produce sweet odor, smell, and have nectar glands. The stigma is rough due to presence of hair or is sticky due to mucilaginous secretion. The pollen grains are spiny and surrounded by a yellow sticky substance called pollen kit. Some plants have special adaptations for the insect visitor to help in cross pollination. Example, liver mechanism or turnpike mechanism in salvia. Pollination by birds, ornithophily. Only a few types of birds are specialized for pollination. They usually have small size and long beak. Example, sunbirds and hummingbirds. Some ornithophilous plants are bombax, Colystemum, bottlebrush, Butea, etc. Adaptation in ornithophilous flower. Flowers are usually brightly colored, large and showy. They secrete profuse dilute nectar. Pollen grains are sticky and spiny. Flowers are generally without fragrance as birds have poor sense of smell. Pollination by bat, Chiropetrophily. Bat can transport pollen over long distance, sometimes several kilometers. Adaptation in Chiropetrophilous flowers. Flowers are dull colored with strong fragrance. They secrete abundant nectar. Flowers produce large amount of edible pollen grains. Example, Anthocephalus, kadam tree, Adansonia, baobab tree, Kigelia, sausage tree. Outbreeding devices, contrivances. Many plants have mechanisms that discourage or prevent self-pollination. To promote cross-pollination and increase genetic diversity, plants have evolved a wide variety of sexual strategies. Genetic diversity is an essential factor for evolution by natural selection. Continued self-pollination results in the interbreeding depression. Thus, plants have developed many devices to encourage cross-pollination. The example of outbreeding devices are as follows. Unisexuality. In this case, the plant bears either male or female flower. It is also called as dioecium. As flowers are unisexual, self-pollination is not possible. Plants may be monoecious, example maize, or dioecious, example mulberry, papaya. Dichogamy. In this device, anther and stigmas mature at different times in a bisexual flower so as to prevent self-pollination. It can be further divided into two types, protandry and protagny. Protandry. In this type, androecium matures earlier than gynoecium. Example, in the disc florets of sunflower. Protagny. In this type, gynoecium matures earlier than the androecium. Example, gloriosa. Prepotency. Pollen grains of anther flower germinate rapidly over the stigmas than the pollen grains from the same flower. Example, apple. Heterostyle or heteromorphy. In some plants like Primula, primrose, there are two or three forms or types of flowers in which stigmas and anther are placed at different levels. This prevents the pollens from reaching the stigma and pollinating it. In heteromorphic flower, pollen grains produced from anther pollinate stigmas produced at the same level. Hercogamy. It is a mechanical device to prevent self-pollination in a bisexual flower. In plants, natural physical barrier is present between two sex organs and avoid contact of pollen with stigma of same flower. Example, Calotropis pentagular stigma is positioned above the level of anther pollinia. Self-incompatibility or self-sterility. This is a genetic mechanism due to which the germination of pollen on stigma of the same flower is inhibited. Example, tobacco, thea. Pollen-pistil interaction. It is the interaction of pollen grains with sporophytic tissue stigma. It begins with pollination and ends with fertilization. All the events from the deposition of pollen grains on stigma to the entry of pollen tube in the ovule synergids are referred as pollen-pistil interaction. Pollination does not guarantee the transfer of right type of pollen. Often wrong type also land on stigma. The pistil has the ability to recognize and accept the right or compatible pollen of the same species. Thus, wrong type of pollen is discarded by pistil. Compatibility and incompatibility of the pollen pistil is determined by special proteins. This process involves pollen recognition followed by promotion or inhibition of pollen. The stigmatic surface of flower refuse other wrong type or incompatible pollen grains. A physiological mechanism operates to ensure that only intraspecific pollen germinates successfully. The compatible pollen absorbs water and nutrients from the surface of stigma, germinates and produces pollen tube. Its growth through the style is determined by specific chemicals. The stigmatic surface provides the essential prerequisites for a successful germination which are absent in the pollen. The pollen tube is finally pushed through the ovule and reaches the embryo sac. The tip of the pollen tube enters in one of the synergids and then ruptures to release the content. Due to pollen-pistil interaction, intense competition develops even in the compatible pollen grains. It also plays important role in sexual reproduction and seed formation. Pollen grains can be induced to germinate in a synthetic medium. Sucrose induces pollen germination and tube growth in vitro. Addition of boric acid facilitates and accelerates pollen germination. Artificial hybridization. It is one of the major approaches used in the crop improvement. Only the desired pollen grains are hand pollinated and used for fertilization. This is accomplished through emasculation and bagging procedure. Double fertilization. Double fertilization is a complex fertilization mechanism in flowering plants. It was discovered by Navaschin in the liliaceous plant like Lilium and Fritillaria. After a pollen grain has reached the surface of the stigma, it germinates and forms a pollen tube which penetrates the stigma, style, ovary, chamber and then enters ovule. The growth of pollen tube is guided by the chemicals secreted by the synergids. It usually enters ovule through micropyle. It is termed as porogamy, but in some cases it is found to enter through chalaza, known as chalazogamy, and in some plants by piercing the integuments called mesogamy. Finally, it penetrates the embryo sac of ovule through its micropylar end. The pollen tube carrying male gametes penetrates in one of the synergids. Watery content of synergids are absorbed by pollen tube which then ruptures and releases the content, including the two non-motile male gametes. As non-motile male gametes are carried through hollow pollen tube, it is known as siphonogamy, that ensures fertilization to take place. Syngamy and triple fusion are two events of sexual reproduction in angiospermic flowering plants. Syngamy is the fusion of haploid male gametes with haploid female gamete to produce a diploid zygote, whereas in triple fusion, second haploid male gametes fuses with diploid secondary nucleus producing primary endosperm nucleus PEN that develops into triploid endosperm. The zygote develops into an embryo. Syngamy is a type of generative fertilization, whereas triple fusion is a type of vegetative fertilization. Here, both the male gametes participate and therefore it is described as or called double fertilization. Significance of double fertilization. It is a unique feature of angiosperms. It ensures that the parent plant invests a seed with a food store only if the egg is fertilized. The diploid zygote develops into an embryo which consequently develops into a new plant. The triploid PEN primary endosperm nucleus develops into nutritive endosperm tissue. It restores the diploid condition by fusion of haploid male gametes with haploid female gamete, that is through syngamy. It also helps to avoid polyembryony. Development of endosperm. The triploid primary endosperm nucleus repeatedly divides mitotically to form nutritive tissue called endosperm. In post-fertilization changes within the ovule, the embryo and endosperm are seen to develop simultaneously. The other cell of embryo sac disorganized sooner or later. The formation of triploid endosperm nucleus triggers cell division, which leads to the formation of endosperm. There are three types of endosperms on the basis of mode of development. These are nuclear type, cellular type, helobial type. Nuclear type. It is the most common type found in 161 angiospermic families. Here, the primary endosperm nucleus repeatedly divides mitotically without wall formation to produce large number of free nuclei. A big central vacuole appears in the center of cell, pushing the nuclei towards the periphery. Later, walls develop between the nuclei, hence multicellular endosperm is formed. But in several cases, cell wall formation remains incomplete. Example: wheat, sunflower and coconut. Coconut has multicellular endosperm in the outer part and free nuclear as well as vacuolated endosperm in the center. Cellular type. In some plants, division of triploid primary endospermic nucleus is immediately followed by wall formation, so that the endosperm is cellular right from the beginning. It is mostly observed in 72 families of dicots, as in members, balsam, petunia, adoxa, etc. Helobial type. It occurs in the order Helobials of monocotyledons. In this case, first division of primary endosperm nucleus is followed by a transverse wall which divides the cell unequally. The smaller cell is called chalazal cell and larger cell is the micropylar cell. Then the nuclei in each cell divides by free nuclear division and then walls develop between nuclei in micropylar chamber. It is intermediate between cellular and nuclear type endosperm. Example: Asphodilus. Development of embryo. The process of development of zygote into an embryo is called embryogenesis. The embryo is developed at the micropylar end of embryo sac. The growth of embryo triggers only after certain amount of endosperm is formed. After fertilization, the embryonic development begins. The zygote divides to form two-celled proembryo. The larger cell towards the micropyle is called basal or suspensor initial cell, and smaller cell towards chalaza is called terminal or embryonal initial cell. The suspensor cells divide transversely in one plane to produce filamentous suspensors of 6 to 10 cells. The first cell of suspensor cells towards the micropylar end becomes swollen and functions as a haustorium. The lowermost cell of suspensor is known as hypophysis. The suspensor helps in pushing the embryo in the endosperm. The embryonal initial undergoes 3 successive mitotic divisions to form octant. The planes of divisions are at right angles to each other. The lower tier of 4 cells of octant give rise to hypocotyl and radicle, whereas 4 cells of upper tier form the plumule and the 1 or 2 cotyledons. The hypophysis by further division gives rise to the part of radicle and root cap. Subsequently, the cells in the upper tier of octant divide in several planes so as to become heart-shaped, which then forms 2 layered cotyledons and a terminal plumule. Further enlargement of hypocotyl and cotyledons result in a curvature of embryo and it appears horseshoe shaped. The embryo development is similar in both dicots and monocots up to the octant stage. The difference appears later. In monocots, embryo's single cotyledon occupies terminal position and plumule is lateral. The single shield-shaped cotyledon is called a scutellum. The protective sheath of plumule is called coleoptile and that of radicle is coleorhiza. Finally, ovule is transformed into the seed and ovary into the fruit. Seed and fruit development. The goal of reproduction in every living organism, including plant, is to create offspring for the next generation. One of the ways that plants can produce offspring is by making seeds. The flower must be pollinated in order to produce seeds and fruit. Seed development is initiated by fertilization. The integuments of the fertilized ovule persist and get transformed into the seed coat of mature seed. Seed sometimes consist of 2 distinct covering, a typical outer seed coat, the testa, and the inner thin membranous tegmen. The nucellus in the ovule may persist in some genera like black pepper and beet as a thin papery layer, the perisperm. In some seeds, the food reserves in the endosperm are partially used up in the development of an embryo. Obviously, in such seeds, the endosperm remains conspicuous and fills a greater part of the seed. Thus, the resultant seed is endospermic or albuminous. Example: castor, coconut, maize, etc. In other seeds, embryo absorbs food reserved from the endosperm completely during its developmental stages. Thus, endosperm disappears in mature seeds. The resultant seed is non-endospermic or ex-albuminous. Example: pea, bean, etc. The cotyledons in some non-endospermic seeds act as a food storage and in other they are the first photosynthetic organs. Micropyle persist as a small pore in seed coat to allow the entry of water and oxygen during soaking. Fruit development is triggered by hormones produced by developing seeds. As mentioned earlier, after fertilization, the zygote is formed and the ovary begins to differentiate into the fruit and ovary wall develops into pericarp. Pericarp is basically 3-layered which gets differentiated in the fleshy fruit like mango, coconut, etc. Significance of seed and fruit formation. Fruits provide nourishment to the developing seeds. Fruits protect the seeds in immature condition. Seeds serve as important propagating organs of plant. Seeds and fruits develop special devices for their dispersal and thus help in the distribution of the species. Dormancy is a state of metabolic arrest that facilitates the survival of organism during adverse environmental conditions. Structural or physiological adaptive mechanism for survival is called dormancy. Mature and viable seeds will not germinate even in the presence of favorable conditions, and they are dispersed at different places during dormancy. Viable seeds germinate only after completion of dormancy period. Apomixis. It is phenomenon of formation of embryo through a sexual method of reproduction without formation of gametes and the act of fertilization. Alternatively, it is unusual sexual reproduction where there is no meiosis and syngamy. Embryo develops in the ovule and ovule develops to form seed. In apomixis, when a gametophyte organ or cell produces embryo-like structure without fertilization, it is termed as apogamy. Similarly, when diploid sporophyte cell produces a diploid gametophyte without undergoing meiosis, it is called apospory. Example: orange, mango. The main categories of apomixis are recurrent apomixis, non-recurrent apomixis, and adventive embryony. Recurrent apomixis. In this type, the embryo sac generally rise either from an archisporial cell or from some other part of the nucellus. In diplospory, the unreduced embryo sac is derived from the diploid megaspore mother cell, example Taraxacum. In apospory, the nuclear cells give rise to apomytic embryo sac. Non-recurrent apomixis. In this type, megaspore mother cell undergoes usual meiotic division and a haploid embryo sac is formed. Here the embryo arises either from the egg by parthenogenesis or from some other haploid cells of gametophyte through apogamy. Plants produced by this methods are generally sterile and do not reproduce sexually. Example: Nicotiana. Adventive embryony. In this type, embryos may develop from somatic nucellus or integuments along with normal zygotic embryo. It is common in mango, orange, lemon, etc. It gives rise to a condition called polyembryony. Genetically identical plants can be produced effectively and rapidly by apomixis. Parthenocarpy. This term is coined by Knoll 1902. It is the condition in which fruit is developed without the process of fertilization. It occurs naturally in some varieties of pineapple, banana, papaya, etc. In these plants, it seems that the placental tissue in the unfertilized ovary produces auxin, AA, indole 3 acetic acid, which is responsible for enlargement of ovary into fruit. The fruit resembles the normally produced fruit, but it is seedless. Polyembryony. It is the development of more than one embryos inside the seed, and the condition is described as polyembryony. It was first noticed by Leeuwenhoek 1719 in the seeds of Citrus genus. It is the occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed which consequently result in the emergence of multiple seedlings. The additional embryos result from the differentiation and development of various maternal and zygotic tissues associated with the ovule of seed. Polyembryony may be true or false depending upon whether many embryos arise in the same embryo sac or in different embryo sac in the same ovule. In adventive polyembryony, an embryo develops directly from the diploid cell of nucellus and integuments as in citrus. In cleavage polyembryony, zygote proembryo sometimes cleaves into many parts or units. Each unit then develops into an embryo. Polyembryony increases the chances of survival of new plants. Nucellar adventive polyembryony is of great significance in horticulture. So here we come to the end of the chapter. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.